March Madness. Xavier rallies to beat Texas 86-80 in the first four. Okay. The first four is the official start to March Madness. 4 games traditionally played on the first Tuesday and Wednesday, is what it says right there. And this game coming Wednesday, right? And you see the first four is a play-in round of the NCAA Division I men's and women's basketball tournaments. It consists of 2 games contested between the 4 lowest ranked teams in the field. The first 4 serves to trim the field from 68 teams to the 64 that will compete in the tournament's first full round. And if those of y'all that don't know, it appears Xavier in Cincinnati, Ohio, right here. So we have Xavier versus Texas in this game. Let's click on the images right there. And let me read a little bit. So it was the Musketeers. That's who, it's the Xavier Musketeers. They erased a 13-point deficit, and this was their biggest comeback win this season as they advanced into the main bracket of the tournament to play number 6 seed Illinois on Friday night in a Midwest region game in Milwaukee. So they're going to play number 6 Illinois, and they pick up the 6-point victory. You see that right there? 86-80. That was pretty simple, right? And we're going to go let's just go right to the breakdown because we have a few different players here featured. But I'm going to make this pretty simple. First off, look, I just did this Xavier Worthy story. Chiefs wide receiver who was released after Texas District Attorney declines to pursue charges like a domestic violence situation. Right here. So I just thought that was a nice piece to add to this decode because, you get the same name here. You get Xavier Worthy, this wide receiver with the Chiefs. And that was kind of a downfall for that Xavier, right? Kind of a negative story. And then we have the positive story here with this Xavier basketball team. So kind of like a balance with the language, right? Things got a balance here. So you see Xavier rallies to beat Texas, and then Xavier Worthy right there trending for negative stories. So I thought that was a nice little piece to add. And check it out. It looks like they're both ranked number 11. You see that? And even the Musketeers have 11 losses and they stay on 11 losses right there. And first 4 equals 111 in the reverse cipher, right? So 111 would be like 11, okay? So you get 11, 11, 11, and first 4 in the reverse cipher 111. And you kind of see how the reverse cipher breaks down right there, just with the alphabet in reverse with the 26 letters. So Z would be 1, A would be 26. With that method, I mean, I do this daily, and I'll say it and I'll explain it every video if I have to. That's fine by me. But obviously 111 is like 11, and this is the first 4, and you see that connection right there, okay? And this guy had a really good game right here, but we'll get to him in a minute for Xavier, and I'm kind of featuring 4 players here, and I'm not really like familiar with the teams, and I don't really like follow. I'll do the breakdowns, but I'm not like fans of any of these teams, in sports, right? But I do these breakdowns and I get somewhat familiar with these characters. My main focus here is to break down the story, do the decode, show you some connections that make you scratch your head like, wait a minute, right? But look, they pick up this victory, Xavier Musketeers, and look, they sync up with March Madness. You see 71 and 71 right there? And even Musketeers, you see, you get M like March Madness. Okay, so here's our first character, Marcus Foster. He scores 22 points, right? Well, first off, you see the game was March 19th. So 3 plus 19 is 22. He gets 22 points. Basketball also equals 22 in gematria, okay? And and I want you to notice too, before I get to it, this is March Madness, and we're in the month of March, and look at his name, Marcus. You get MAR, right? Marcus, March, Madness. You see, it kind of rhymes, right? But he has 22 points. Notice his birthday right there. I happened to find his birthday, January 6th. And notice the game is 72 days after his birthday, right? But there's 71 days in between the two dates. Look at that. And again, Xavier Musketeer 71, March Madness 71. Something I'm noticing on the fly. He's got that January 6th birthday, so 1/6, or the 6th day of the first month, right? And he plays for here, let me go ahead and set up the calculator here. And he plays for Xavier, and they're out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Look, Ohio equals 16 and 61. Check that out. Right? So Xavier, Cincinnati, Ohio, 61 and 16, and that's dude's birthday. And he checks in with 22 points. So, even already like feeling pretty confident here as I present this, because it can't possibly be really easy to just prove a fake world, right? And I do it daily, even with these stories where I'm not real familiar with the characters, right? So already we're off to a rockin' start here. And something else I see, the game was on the 19th. And when I click on this over here, look, the Texas Longhorns stay on 19 victories. You see that right there? Right? Check that out. So they stay on 19 victories. I'm assuming the records, they just keep changing as they win and lose, even with like the tournaments and such, right? I mean, I guess I'm just kind of assuming that it should. But you see, I can just say they got 19 wins, right? And the game's on the 19th if I wanted to do that, okay? So undeniable connections already. And check this out. Here's one more for you. So when I add up the total score there, 86 to 80, that's 166 points. Marcus Foster equals 166, right? Dude right here. And again, 166 is like 16. And I just showed you Xavier is out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and Ohio equals 16 and 61. So you even get 166, which is like 16. And again, that's like his birthday, the first month and the sixth day. And don't forget the 71 days in between the two dates, his birthday in the game, March Madness 71, Xavier Musketeers 71, March, Marcus, Madness, Musketeers. That's a lot of M's. M's the 13th letter of the alphabet. Remember, they said they came back from a 13-point deficit, right? That's what it said. Okay? So even Xavier closed the game on a 16-6 run over the final 6 minutes. So you get 1-6-6-6. All of it is like 16, or you could say it's like 166, and don't forget the total score 166 points. Even, isn't this amazing? Xavier Musketeers 100. They defeat Texas. Texas equals 66. So 100 and then 66, which is the same as 166 in a different form. How about that? I do want to put out there, this is Tupac's birthday, the legendary rapper. The 16th day of the 6th month. There's been a lot of his energy lingering. We had Big U out of LA, turned himself in for being a part of a criminal organization. Anyways, there was a lot of Suge Knight energy in that story. Go check out that video I did, the decode, the breakdown. Suge Knight energy, and Suge Knight obviously connected to Tupac. I know this is a basketball story, but all of these stories are kind of like they're connected, right? We get these patterns that repeat. We come with the numbers that show a lot of connections. But anyways, Tupac's birthday, and if you go check out that video, you'll see the stuff is undeniable how all of these stories connect, right? But anyways, those are some solid connections already. So we're gonna, after this slide, we'll get into one of the three of the other players involved in this game. Even Marcus Foster, again with the 22 points, he even syncs up with the opponent here. Longhorns, they both got 50 in the reduction cipher. Now here's another guy on Xavier, Zach Freemantle, and these are guys they're mentioning in the article. Right? He checks in with the 15 points while overcoming foul trouble as Xavier rallied to beat Texas. Again, they beat him by 6, and now they're on to play number 6 Illinois on Friday, right? So, look, you get 2 out of the 4 base ciphers. A Texas Longhorns, the opponent match with Zach Freemantle here. That's an interesting name, isn't it? Freemantle. Right? So you see there, Longhorns 50, Marcus Foster 50. Zach Freemantle adds 15 points. His name 65 and 70 like Texas Longhorns. Even Texas equals 15, and he adds 15 points. How about that? You see it right there? And that's one of the greatest games I've ever been a part of. Xavier coach Sean Miller said, look, Miller, M, you get another M. March Madness, Miller, Musketeers, right? And there's probably another M Friday night they play Illinois, Midwest region game. At Milwaukee, MM. And remember, M's the 13th letter. They overcome a 13-point deficit in their biggest comeback win this season. Texas 15. You see the reduction cipher here. Zach Mantle adds 15. Trey Johnson of Texas led the Longhorns with 23 points. Okay? He syncs up with first four. This is a first four game, as you saw in the title, as I explained earlier. First four, 132 and 51. Kind of like those opposite ciphers there. Reverse and reverse reduction. Trey Johnson, his name, 132 and 51. This is not a coincidence. Notice how he scored 23 points as he led the Longhorns. Even though they lose this game, he scores 23 points. Look when we go back to the box score here. Xavier, 23 victories. So the 23 and the 19 hit there, right? And remember the 11s hit earlier. How about that, right? You know? So anybody want to argue this? And remember, Texas equals 15. Zach Freemantle, 15 points. Trey Johnson, 51. First four, 51. 51 is 15. Reverse, look at right there on that pick. You even see a 15 right there. 15 minutes in the first half there or whatever, right? Look, 15 right there. Look at the other guy that they bring up for Texas. Tremon Mark scores 16 points. Now look at these names. And remember Mark, March Madness, right? Even Fremantle's got that M in there. But look, Tremon Mark, Trey Johnson. What are the chances of that? I'm telling you, they put these players on these teams by the language, okay? Trey Johnson. And look, Tremon Mark, even T, they got T's even like Texas, and they're on Texas. But Mark, March Madness. And remember the first guy, Marcus Foster of Xavier, like March Madness, you see? I mean, it's almost laughable. And for the most part, people aren't going to catch these connections, right? And I don't blame them. I mean, this is manipulation at its finest, right in front of our face here. But this guy scores 16 points. Look at his name, 65, like Texas Longhorns and Freemantle. Okay? And Zach Freemantle, a member of Xavier. So even 43 with March, like Tremon Mark, right? So Zach Freemantle, 65, Texas Longhorn, 65, Tremon Mark, 65. And remember, I showed you over here, Zach Fremantle's even got that 70, like Texas Longhorns. So these players, the first four players they bring up in this article, all hit like this, right? And once you learn how to do this, you can just break down any trending story. Okay, it's a fake world we live in. And I mean, if somebody wants to debate that, okay, go waste your time. Maybe with someone else who has the time. I mean, I'm pretty busy over here. These are facts, like right in front of your face. Right in front of my face. This is undeniable information. And let's say, okay, it's not a fake world. Well, what's up with this language? Because there's no way. I mean, we know the alphabet, ABC 1, 2, 3. We have this reverse cipher reduction applied forwards and reverse. if anything, you could be like, this is a wow factor, isn't it? And we have like the dates. We went over the birthday with dude earlier and how it hit. Even his birthday 1/6/61. Marcus Foster and Ohio 16 and 61 with Xavier out of Ohio, right? So I mean, this the stuff it's amazing, okay? Simply amazing. I'm almost speechless at times, and I do this constantly, okay? So I mean, that's what do y'all think about that, man? This dude right here, so that's Trey Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, right there. Even T, Texas, T's the 20th letter of the alphabet, right? Dude's got the 20 on his jersey. So I didn't want to go super deep, but I mean, God, it's just so undeniable. What do y'all think about the 16s right here? The total score 166 points. Marcus Foster leads the winning team with 22 points, but his name equals 166. The 16-6 run, Xavier Musketeers 100, Texas equals 66. Like 166. His birthday on 1/6. I mentioned Ohio equals 16 and 61. Don't forget 71 days between the two dates. His birthday and the game and his team and the nickname 71, March Madness 71. Good stuff, y'all. And don't forget the 11 rankings, number 11, 11 losses for Xavier. First four, 111. That connection with Xavier Worthy. Ooh. Xavier, look, Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy released after Texas. District attorney declines to pursue charges with that Xavier connection, and this is the Texas Longhorns. Xavier rallies to beat Texas. What? Yes. Yes, y'all. Man, if some of y'all might have caught that earlier, if you're watching this, any real people watching? Oh my God. Talk about undeniable, man. Fake world, man. Fake world. Let's scan the article. God, I almost missed that. Man, you can't get too caught up in what you miss. And even Trayvon Mark had that 16 points to go with all the 16s, man. Man, you can't get caught up in what you miss, y'all, because it's going to happen. Holy crap. Even Freemantle, he arrived at Xavier in 2019. So there's another 19 Texas Longhorns, 19 victories. And there was one other 19. I just can't remember where it was at this point. But man, this stuff just makes my heart almost want to stop beating. Right? God. So you get this comeback victory. They're going over. The Musketeers were down by 13 in the first half, still trailed by 10. Look, with 16 minutes remaining. Another 16. Jerome Hunter's three-pointer tied the score at 65 with 8 minutes. All of these numbers are landing. I'm just like, I have to ignore them at this point. Right? So there was early foul trouble for Xavier. The Longhorns took advantage, got to the rim at will in the first half, scoring 26 of 47 points in the paint. Musketeers adjusted defensively and allowed only 10 points in the paint after halftime. So I guess, they're going to be on to play Illinois Friday. And let's go back over here. Man, that Texas connection with Xavier Worthy, and this is Xavier basketball team. I mean, that's just freaking mind blowing, man. And you see right here tomorrow, and look at you get the 11th ranked team. Okay, so maybe now I don't know. Once they hit the tournament, if when they win, they keep adding the win to their total wins. I don't know, but now it says today. Now I don't see no records there, so I don't know. Maybe the records just remain. Again, I don't watch this stuff. And I still learn as I go. But and I think I mentioned something about that earlier. But look, you get number 11 ranking against number 6, Illinois. So you get like a 16 again, right? And remember Xavier out of Ohio 16 and 61. All of those 16s and 61s, 166 total points with the Xavier Texas game. So now you get 11 versus number 6. And now it's the first round, okay? So now we're ready to roll now, right? And remember over here, this first four a play-in round. Okay, so now we're off and rocking, I guess. I'm not 100% sure who played in. I guess maybe there was another possible playing game, as this was the first four. Maybe I'm not exactly sure who that was. March Madness, but I guess that doesn't really matter at this point. Oh, see, and now we get all these other games. Oh, okay. Was it UC San Diego and Michigan? Michigan picks up the victory. I don't know. Look, there's a bunch of games, so I don't even know. Oh, okay, so we had the first round. All right, so maybe I should quit while I'm ahead. Michigan's got that M, though. 68 points. Basketball equals 68. All right, but yeah, I'll stop there because this stuff can get out of hand. But those are absolutely undeniable connections. Let me know what you think. I'll take some AI comments. Bring it on. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me I need to find something better to do. Right? What do you do with your time? You know what I mean? Xavier rallies to beat Texas 86 to 80 in first four. 6-point victory as they're off to play Illinois number 6. And we're off and rolling with March Madness. Undeniable connections, y'all. Appreciate everybody. Daily Decodes 812. That's the channel. And I'll be seeing ya next time. Peace.